Hello everyone, our team name is Bot Builders. Our problem statement ID is SIH1722 and our problem statement title is Gamification of Anti-Doping Information. The main objective is to educate the students and young players about anti-doping through an interactive gameplay using videos and quizzes to raise the awareness. The doping mechanism gives a speed boost to player followed by slowdown that shows the real consequences. It has a multiplayer concept that is powered by Photon and leaderboard is managed by PlayFab, which enhances the competition. Here is the flowchart. The player can start the game with the level 1. The level 1 is coin collection. The player can collect the coins. In between the coin, the dope was placed. When the player hits the dope, the warning panel was displayed. The warning panel contains the messages about the impact of dope. If the player takes the dope, the speed of the player increases for 10 seconds. After 10 seconds, the speed decreases than the player's normal speed. If the player did not take the dope, the player can run with their actual speed. The level 1 can be in based on the timing criteria. When the time limit was reached, the level 1 can be in. After the level 1 ending, high score board was displayed and the player can be awarded gold, silver and bronze medal based on their coin collection and distance reached. The level 2 begins with an awareness based on awareness video. Based on the awareness video, a quiz panel was displayed. The level 2 is an endless game. There is no stopping condition for the game. The player can continue the game until when the player hits the objects. After the player hits the object, the game will be over. By ending the level 2, the leaderboard was displayed and the player can be rewarded based on the distance and time calculation. We are using Unity Game Engine along with Visual Studio Code, Photon for multiplayer and PlayFab for leaderboard. The game is designed for both smartphones and computers. The players can choose 4 avatar models, while the player controller script manages the animation, speed, jumping, and collision. The swipe manager is used for dragging and tapping. The multiplayer is used for interaction and competition with the help of the photon. The leaderboard boosts the players by rewarding the top players with the help of the playfab. The track manager contains multiple tracks that is similar to an endless track to give a real-time experience. Distance and timing. The game ends when the time limit was reached. The player can win based on the criteria who covers the longest distance in the shorter time. The player who takes the dope cannot win the game. A player can start the game by clicking the play button. After clicking the play button, a player can choose the game. Here, the player chooses the dope game. The dope game is based on the coin collection, and the game ends when that certain time limit was reached. The player can collect the coins on the track. In between the coins, a dope was placed. When the player hit the dope, a warning panel was displayed. If the player chooses to take the dope, the player's speed was reduced than his actual speed. When it comes to multiplayer concept, the player who takes the dope cannot win the game. In multiplayer concept, the player 1 can create the room code and the other players can join by using the same code. After joining, all the players can start playing on their track, but the track of the other players are hidden. After completing the level, all the players can view the dashboard and compare their positions with the other players based on their distance calculation. Here, the player chooses an endless runner. In this endless runner, there is no stopping condition. The player can continue the game until the player hits on some objects. After ending this game, the leaderboard was displayed, and based on the distance calculation, the player can be awarded the rank. Here, the player chooses an awareness level. This level begins with an awareness video, which gives an information about doping and its impact. After this video, a quiz panel was displayed where the questions are related to that video. The player wants to answer correctly for the maximum number of questions. If the player done it, then the level completed successfully. When the player chooses a leaderboard, the player can view their position comparing with other players based on the player's distance calculation.